my name is Brendan Swager. This is Indie Alt Interviews. We're here with Superhighway from Los Angeles. Hey guys, how are you?
We're excellent. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, so how did you guys get started as a band? What were your origins?
Question. Well, I think, the first way we got started was we both love music more than anything in the world. So that's probably part of how we got started. Well, because it doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, well, specifically how we met, that's an interesting story. Do you want to hear that?
Yeah, I'd love
to. Is that interesting? Okay, go ahead.
Well, kind of is. Okay, so when I was like 14, maybe 13, I was like the camp counselor at this kind of rock and roll camp called Bandworks. They used to have one in Portland. It's since been shut down, but it was basically like where little kids can go and like I'd like help teach them guitar and they'd have a concert at the end of the year or whatever. Anyway, so up to this point, like I just had been playing music. I hadn't like really been in bands. And one of the other counselors, his name was Cole, and I thought Cole was so cool because he was like a couple years older than me, and he was like playing in local Portland bands. And he's like, "Oh, dude, you should check out my band on MySpace," because it was back then. And he was like, "They're called Goat." I'm like, "Okay." So I go and I look up his band on MySpace.
Goat was the band.
Goat was the band. And Goat was fine. It was like kind of folky, indie. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Maybe I can find some other, bands, other people to know. So I look at their top friends. I think the first one was Meet Your Monster, and this was Eli's band at the time. And
I was probably 14 at the time.
You were thinking you were 15.
I was 15. You were 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was listening to them, and I was like, wow, I really like this because it was more like kind of pop punk kind of stuff.
And then I'm going to take it from here because he always does not tell the truth about this. I get a Facebook message from him that says, "Oh my God, you're my favorite band. Can I please come play for you?" I probably have the message somewhere. We should go find it. So I'm positive you were kissing ass. So, and of course we said, yeah. And he auditioned for us and became our bass player. And then we just kind of started getting into, the music that we love now. Music like, music from the 80s, music, like the Cure and New Order and the Smiths that kind of really shaped and changed what kind of music we were making.
Right, we kind of expanded out of the whole, the kind of the punk, the kind of the emo stuff.
Which doesn't mean we don't still love that. I mean, I think it's still part of us. But it was,
it
was like the moment of expanding. Because when we finally decided to start listening to a lot of different music. That's it's hard to do that. You usually grow up with something you love, and then you have to, challenge yourself to get out of that.
Right. And, as that band dissolved, we're listening to that kind of stuff, and we're like, let's do something else. Let's do a new thing that's more like this. And thus, well, at the time it was the Ecstatics, but Superhighway was born.
All right, so you guys met at a camp. Meet Your Monster, Eli's band.
Well, no, he found me at a camp. We met in my basement.
Gotcha.
But
right.
Yeah, he heard of my old band through a guy at a camp, and then we met in my basement.
All right.
By the way, we basically became best friends instantly.
Yeah, it was pretty bizarre. We kind of love each other a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good quality to have. Yeah. Very
good
connection.
He's the only person, that happened.
Yeah.
I believe vice versa.
No one else, that part of why, the band started, why it came together is people who are passionate about the same thing at the same level.
And also can stand each other.
And also can deal with each other, come together and make it work. And that's what this is.
Right. We're like parents.
Where did you guys start playing your instruments and really getting into music?
Like at the very beginning?
Yeah, if you were in separate bands playing instruments before, where did you find your inspiration to start playing music?
Well, my mom forced me to take piano lessons when I was 6. She completely forced me. Okay. And I'm so happy she did. I owe it all to her. Thank you, Mom. And so that's where that began. And then I thought it'd be cool to play guitar when I was probably 9. So I started playing guitar. And then someone showed me Green Day. And that was it.
All right.
For me, I was in middle school. I was probably 12. It was like 7th grade or something like that. And I was really listening. I wanted so badly to be in a band because no one in my school played music, like rock music.
That's so interesting because now it feels like everybody's in a band, but like in the suburbs.
That's in Portland. Where I came from, more outside of Portland, and I was like, I was really I was not within the mold of most people where I came from. So I was like, fuck, okay, I want to start a band. I want to start playing rock music. Like, for instance, like at the time I was really into Fall Out Boy, and so I had the hair and the eyeliner and all that good stuff.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, well, what instrument should I start? I literally like thought about it. I was like, should I play the drums? Should I play guitar? Should I play bass? I also wanted to sing too, but I wanted, which one should I do? And so I decided on bass because there are way less bass players than there are any of the other instruments. Like, I was like, I want to be way valuable. I want to be a bass player. And
should have been a drummer. We always need those.
Those are also, yeah, but
those are also valuable. I'm kidding.
Right. So I started playing bass, and I was like learning Ramon songs, oddly enough, first, and and I actually played. I got a reluctant group of fellows together for my 7th grade talent show.
Oh yeah.
And within my first 2 weeks of playing bass, and we played "Sugar We're Going Down" by Fall Out Boy. It was horrific. That was my first show.
All right.
And that was how it started. Just out of I want this. How can I do it?
Just the want to be in that kind of place and be playing music.
I think what's interesting, and also the other thing to know is like that Quincy and I didn't like high school.
Who does?
At all. No.
Who does?
I mean, who does, right?
Yeah.
Well,
but I think there's a lot of people who do actually. That's the goal. I mean, we got out of high school as quickly as we possibly could. We both graduated early, and I mean, this is what we were doing. Like, we didn't hang out with. We were just talking about this today. It's like bizarre. Like, we didn't go hang out with our friends. Like, we had band practice.
Well, also we didn't do extracurriculars. Like, we didn't play sports or we're in a fucking club or something like that.
We did this.
So
that was kind of so we just had and we went to separate schools. So we kind of this is what we were working towards that entire time. It's just bizarre. It's like high school's like a blur. I don't even remember it. Like, all I remember is band practice.
Like, yeah. Well, at first, forcing my mom to drive me to your house. And
then finally got a car.
Driving myself to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You moved to LA from Portland, and how was that move? How are you liking it down there?
Good. I would say that we really just kind of settled in. Like,
we've been gone a lot.
We've been, going all around. We were
in Australia. We were just in New York.
I've gone back to Portland a couple times. We're kind of locking down.
We'll always be from Portland. Portland's where we're from. This band is from Portland. I mean, we grew up in Portland. We cut our teeth in Portland. I think that being in LA is really good for us right now in terms of our genre and being kind of in the bigger city. And also, again, part of it's as the band, part of it's also just as people. Like, we're independent people now. We're not living with our parents. We're living on our own.
Oh, yeah.
You're in our bedroom right now. Here you go. There's a painting that my dad did.
Yeah. You're in my living room.
Nice. Your living room looks really nice. I like you hanging out there. Maybe make us some food because we're starving all the time because we're poor. It's okay. It's the life. Yeah. I mean, we're having so much fun.
I mean, we're in a good area, that's for sure.
We love our neighborhood.
Really
Echo Park's great.
With what house we got.
LA's a crazy place.
I've only been down there a couple times, but I like it for sure, and definitely want to go back. Yeah. You were in Australia and New York, and you guys have been working on an album or an EP?
An EP.
An EP. All right. So how's that all working out? And
it's finished.
It's done. So the EP's finished. We've recorded it, and we love it.
Great.
I mean, that's a big deal because it's like, what if you don't love it? What if you put all this work into something that you hate and we don't? We love it.
Well, that's actually really hard. I would say it's hard for us to have an opinion about it, but
that's true. I mean, we're sick of it now because we've been working on it for so long. I mean, this record, it's only 5 songs, but it's the accumulation of writing so many songs, throwing so many songs away.
Not even that, but taking the songs that we already had and
then improving them. Right.
We were working for 3 straight weeks, every single day, for like 8 hours a day on this.
Right. In a basement in Brisbane, Australia. Like, it was insane. It was absolutely surreal. The experience. But it was great, and our producer is amazing, Stuart Stewart. He's a great producer. I mean, he's a genius kind of guy.
Yeah, he basically somehow understood our rantings and and like our songs and translated that into what we wanted it to
Be
sound
like,
like.
oh, okay, and then we just make it happen. It was a big deal, you know. We needed that collaboration. It was really helpful for us.
For sure.
And it's great. And right now we're kind of figuring out who's going to put it out. But we're definitely going to put out a song on our own coming up here in the next few weeks, and we're really, really excited about it.
And then also stay tuned for music video.
Music video coming out right after that.
All right.
Girl.
Well, we'll
Prince
definitely
Jazz.
promote that here.
Oh, well, thank you.
Of course.
Indie Alt, we love you.
So, EP, familiar songs from live shows or new stuff? Little mix
It's
of
pretty much all new stuff.
all new.
More, that's not necessarily true. A lot of recycled stuff.
There's a lot of stuff we've used. I mean, part of playing live is figuring out, like, you know, this band, we've always been a live band because we actually haven't, this will be our first thing we've ever put out, but we've been a band for almost 2 years. And so part of playing live is figuring out what works. Like, you go and you do it in a venue with people, and parts work, parts don't, and like, we've always constantly been changing our songs based on what works live. And I think we did a really good job on this. So there's parts from stuff you'll recognize, there's parts you won't recognize. And there's a few new songs that we've never played live before.
Great.
But
And then, like, as part of our set, which we've been rehearsing lately, that's kind of been the main focus. There's some older ones we put on there.
yeah, we're really proud of it. The record. It's pretty cool, dude. I'm excited for you to hear it.
I'm excited to hear it too, and I know everybody else back here in Portland who misses you. Big miss you from Portland. Are really excited to hear it too. So, live shows, as you're saying, you've always been a live band, and that's just where you found your root. How do you feel at live shows? Do you have any feelings at live shows makes you feel a certain way? And or a really interesting one that I always am really interested to hear about bands. Do you have any rituals that you go through before shows?
Oh God, yeah.
Great questions. You know what? Why don't you go first?
It's a long, short. I mean, we exist on this earth and came out of our mother's wombs to play live shows. It's everything we do. It's the reason we take our first breath in the morning.
That's beautiful.
It's the reason. I mean, it's literally the reason. I mean, there's everything we do is for that. Truthfully, and songwriting is a huge passion of ours as well. But ultimately, it comes down to the live show. I mean, I can't even explain it. There's not a moment of the day where I'm not thinking about the live show.
No, I literally think about it
All the time. But I dream about it. I mean, we eat it. I hate exercising, and I'm now exercising because I need to be good at my live show. It's like everything is about the live show.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
So how we feel about it, it's life. It's like it's what we do. It's our purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that big. It's that big of a deal for us. We wouldn't do this if we didn't play live shows. I think that's what we love about it.
Oh yeah. I mean, also for me, I am the most comfortable on stage in front of people. Like I would say that typically I'm a more reserved person, but not on stage. Like it's just different.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's clear. It's like the adrenaline's flowing.
It's so cliche, but it's pretty bizarre how you get to really just be yourself when you do it.
It's the ultimate form of expression. It's
You are you.
It's like dance, music. Yeah.
It's true.
Pre-show rituals.
Go ahead. Do yours.
I don't know. I mean, we always I definitely like to freak myself out before every show because I like to do that and make myself miserable. So I go, am I good? Am I good at what I do? Am I good? And then I look in the mirror and go, yeah, you're gonna be great. And then so that's the first thing. That's the first thing I have to do. And then we have some jumping. We have some pre-show jumping and some tribal sounds.
We like to sing One Direction.
We sing One Direction before every show.
All right. Any particular One Direction song?
What Makes You Beautiful.
Of course.
Also, I personally, so like whenever we play a show, I hate just like sitting in the green room. I get so antsy, just like, okay, the anticipation is what's the worst. So I like to keep myself occupied. So what I've been doing recently, I like to hang out, like just out talking to people. It's much more. It's like, okay, this is fine. These are the people who I'm going to be playing for. They're fine. Most of them don't. It's kind of fun to be like, they don't know that I'm about to play most of the time because we're usually opening. And
sometimes because I would never do that. We totally have like different.
Oh, and it's so soothing. And it's just like I don't get in my head. It's just like it's fun. It's also to mess with people. I like to go to people like, hey, you know who's opening the show? Like, you know if they're any good? Have you heard of them before?
I think it's the band and sometimes I go, oh yeah. I love that their songs. Like, they don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, yeah. I mean, and then afterwards they'll come up to be like, wait a second, you were talking to me. That's cute. And that's always fun. And then there's the jumping. We like to have huddles.
We definitely like to be very
So we have to have the rules. Like 30 minutes before show, we go on stage. We all are together, and for those 30 minutes, we jump and we run.
Yeah, there's no screwing around 30 minutes before the show. Full focus. To quote Mike Dern, you can't play PS2 and get on stage.
No, you have to break a sweat before you get on stage.
You got to break a sweat.
Always do that.
That's Mike Dern.
Yeah. And you guys seem to be really sweaty while you're on stage anyways. I've got to say, you guys are probably one of the most energetic bands I've seen live. And I know a lot of other people would agree with that statement. Where do you get that energy? Because you guys are running around, you're jumping up and down, all while performing, and it's really impressive to watch.
I don't even ever feel tired on stage. It doesn't make me, it's just like it comes from somewhere.
Oh, that's because you're a buff. I feel exhausted. There's no question that I am out of shape. I just realize it. One song in every time. Where do we get it? I don't know. It's whatever it is, but that's the joy.
Grew up in, Blink-182 jumping around. I want to do that.
I just think it's like, for us, a show is engaging people. And, that's what it is.
Right.
For other bands, it's not. That's fine.
It's not like just listen to the music or like, okay, we're going to put on a show for you. It's like, we are here together, we're interacting.
Us and the crowd are one entity, with one thing happening. Bam.
Yeah.
And that's where the energy comes from.
You feed off of it.
It's back and forth. Sometimes people are kind of standing around, maybe the band before us, or we're the first band, whatever, and we try to, break them out of that, and ease.
We like to make people feel comfortable.
Yeah, and energy is contagious.
It is.
They'll catch it, and it'll spread to more people.
All right. Last time you were in Portland, you opened up for Congos, right?
Yeah.
You guys did a cover of Katy Perry's Teenage Dream, and it was a huge hit at the Crystal. Where did you find the inspiration to cover that particular song? What made you want to do that cover?
Everyone knows it. It's that simple.
We were like, okay, let's do a cover, and I was like, let's do Katy Perry.
And we have plenty of respect for Katy Perry. She's phenomenal.
It is a great song.
I love it. I love it. Genuinely. I'm not joking. I love that song.
We wish we wrote it, to be honest. I think it's, we kind of did the best, that's the next best thing is just play it.
I think if I was at a show and someone started playing that, I would be thrilled. Yeah. So that's probably it. What's the future for Superhighway? We're playing tons of shows. We're going to put out this record. And we're going to go tour the world nonstop for a year.
Solid.
And then eventually put out a full length.
And then we'll put out a full length. I think, the future of right now is getting to do what we love to do, which is play live.
All right.
So it's exciting.
Great. Okay, last few things, and then I have a little surprise piece of this for you guys.
Exciting.
First of all, what are your favorite bands right now? Basically, the question is the typical, what's on your iPod?
That's a good question. So for me, Against Me is my favorite band right now. Do you know them?
Yeah.
So their new record, Transgender Dysphoria Blues, I think is the best record of the year, in my opinion, so far.
Interesting plan.
I think it's raw. I think it comes from the heart, and it's really inspiring to me. Aside from that, I've been listening to a lot of Fall Out Boy for some reason lately. That's kind of throwing it back there. Some New Order. Aha. Walk the Moon, actually, their new single just dropped, and that's really good.
And actually,
we got to hear their whole album.
We just got to hear their whole record because we met with their producer, and it is good.
It made us cry. We're like, we're so bad.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I think the best record, I guess this was last year that came out, but the record that I'm excited about right now is the Front Bottoms record.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that band?
I do, actually.
Oh my God, they're unbelievable. Talon the Hawk. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I think that was probably the best live.
And then the other record that we're loving right now is actually a hardcore record by a band called Beartooth.
Beartooth.
And they are unbelievable. They're unbelievable. I mean it. Like, I don't like screaming music that much. It depends. They're unbelievably good. The record's incredible. The songs are amazing.
All right.
Beartooth, one word. They're on Red Bull Records. They're incredible.
Yeah.
I will look that up, and I will actually be adding everything you just said to an 8-tracks playlist that will be available right here on Indie Alt for everyone to
Nice.
That's exciting.
All right.
This is so exciting.
Oh, also, Adam and his package.
Oh, do you know Adam and his package?
I don't.
You should. That's a good band for you to check out. That's like very well, I guess it was early 2000s kind of.
It was like I don't know. It's like electro.
But it's part of this underground scene that existed that really helped bands like Steel Train and Steel Train that became fun and
That was kind of before. Yeah.
But it's kind of all part of what led us.
Also Bleachers. I guess we forgot to mention.
The Bleachers record's great.
Yeah,
It is.
it's a good one.
All right. So,
Okay.
last little part of the interview here, we're going to transition into a speed round. Right? Okay. So today, being I've been gathering bands to interview, I had an idea, and I reached out to Twitter and Facebook and all the social networks and asked all my followers to submit random questions for me to ask bands in a speed round of questions. And I have them all on flashcards that just fell off my table, so let me grab them real quick.
Okay.
And do we answer them together, or are we separate with one for Quincy, one for me?
However you guys want to do it. We can switch back and forth, or you can just kind of shout something out as fast as you can. But the point is,
You go first, then I'll go.
all right. So I have some questions. Answer them as fast as you can. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Store brand cereal, yes or no?
Yes.
All right. What's your favorite fruit?
Mango.
Right or left-handed?
Both.
First
Nice.
album you bought?
Avril Lavigne, Let Go.
All right. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
Elephant-sized cat or cat-sized elephant?
Elephant-sized cat.
Best pizza topping?
Spinach.
Tea or coffee?
T.
All right. Favorite movie?
Speed round!
Star Wars.
Nice.
Muse, yes or no?
Say it again?
Muse.
Muse?
Yeah.
With all due respect, no.
All right. Fingers for toes or toes for fingers?
Fingers for toes. Be monkey.
Yeah.
Do you like the xylophone?
Oh, yeah.
Favorite comfort food?
Cookie butter.
Meaning of life in one sentence?
42.
Great answer. That's the right answer. And this one actually is specifically for Quincy. Do you have a bass face?
I definitely have a bass face.
I'm going to take a picture of your bass face right now, so make your best bass face. All right.
That was my reputation. I'm not playing right now.
All right. Best you could do. All right. So thank you guys for being here and talking.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll send you music when we're ready to do that whole thing.
Sounds great. Last little bit. Do you have any advice for new bands coming into the scene and wanting to make it?
Yes.
Play lots of shows.
Play so many shows.
And
just it's like relaxed in the self, but furious in the movement. Believe in yourself. Go ape shit with what you do. That's it.
also be yourself.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of lame, but like a lot of bands don't.
It's really hard to be yourself, I think, and it's a challenge. To challenge yourself to be yourself.